Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. Okay, let's get real for a sec. You're hitting the gym, maybe grabbing that green juice, feeling pretty good, right? Like you're nailing this whole healthy living thing, and then evening comes, or maybe it's brunch on the weekend, and suddenly, that beer or that glass of wine, it's kind of calling your name. Does that sound familiar? It's this question, right? So many of us wrestle with it. Can you actually drink alcohol and still be, healthy? That's what we're going to explore a bit today. Because look, we know you're trying to find that balance. You want to enjoy life, but not like completely undermine your body's progress. So is there a sweet spot? Can we find it? Let's take a look at what the science really says about alcohol and health. Hopefully help you make some choices that feel right for you. It's not always black and white, definitely not, but just understanding it a bit better, that can make a huge difference. We hear a lot about living a balanced lifestyle, eat well, exercise, sleep, and maybe have a drink now and then. It's kind of normalized. But what we often don't talk about is what alcohol is really doing inside us. Even just a little bit. We've sort of accepted drinking as part of the picture without maybe digging into how it hits our sleep or our mood or our health down the line. Now, look, this isn't about judging anyone, seriously. It's just about getting the facts out there so you can decide what works for you. If you're maybe thinking about cutting back a bit or trying to be more consistent with habits, or honestly, if you just want to feel better day to day, then what we're about to cover is probably going to be pretty useful. So let's get right into it. The science bit. Alcohol in your body. First thing to know, alcohol is, it's a known toxin. When you drink it, your liver basically drops everything else to process it. It sees it as a poison it needs to clear. That means other important stuff like burning fat, or even just digesting your food properly gets put on hold. And here's something that might surprise you. The World Health Organization, they classify alcohol as a group 1 carcinogen. That puts it in the exact same category as things like tobacco smoke and asbestos. Strong evidence it can cause cancer in humans. So get this, research shows that even what we think of as moderate drinking, like maybe 1 drink a day, is linked to a higher risk of certain cancers. Breast cancer and esophageal cancer are often mentioned. But wait, there's more. It doesn't stop there. Alcohol really messes with your sleep quality. It disrupts REM sleep. That's the really restorative stage you need for memory and just feeling rested. It also jacks up your cortisol levels. That's your main stress hormone. Throws your blood sugar out of whack too, and can even deplete essential nutrients your body really needs to function well. And then there's the mental side. Even if you don't get a full-blown hangover, alcohol is linked to increased anxiety, those kind of mood crashes the next day, and just feeling foggy, brain fog. So while that drink might feel relaxing or social in the moment, biologically speaking, it's creating stress and impacting pretty much every system you've got. Okay, the big question remains, can you drink alcohol and still be healthy? The short answer, yeah, probably. But, and this is a big but, it really depends on what your personal definition of healthy is. If healthy for you means feeling good most of the time, functioning well, recovering fast from workouts, and, having mental clarity and good energy levels, then how much you drink and how often becomes pretty significant. It matters. Basically, the more you drink, the harder it is for your body to stay in that balanced, feel-good state we're aiming for. Now, let me be really clear here. This isn't me saying you have to be sober to be healthy. Not at all. But being more conscious about drinking, maybe setting some personal boundaries, finding support if you need it, that can make a world of difference. And the good news, even just reducing your intake a bit can lead to some pretty noticeable wins. Things like less inflammation, sleeping better, hormones getting more balanced, and definitely more focus and energy. All right, let's talk moderation. We hear that word thrown around all the time. So what does it actually mean officially? Well, the US guidelines say up to 1 standard drink per day for women and up to 2 for men. And this is crucial, you got to understand, these are primarily harm reduction guidelines. They're not exactly a stamp of approval saying this amount is healthy for everyone. In fact, research shows that even within these so-called moderate limits, there are increased risks for stuff like high blood pressure, depression, and those sleep disruptions we talked about. And another thing to keep in mind, saving up all your drinks for the weekend, that's not moderation. Having maybe 6 drinks on a Saturday night, that still puts a major stress on your body. It doesn't just average out because you didn't drink Monday to Friday. That's not how it works biologically. Okay, so if you do enjoy a drink occasionally, or maybe you're in the process of cutting back, what can you actually do to support your body, your brain? There's some interesting things out there. Let's talk about L-Theanine for a start. It's an amino acid, helps promote a feeling of calm, clarity, focus, but without making you sleepy. What's cool is it can help balance your brain's stress response. That might help reduce some of that edgy, anxious feeling some people get after drinking. Helps quiet the mental chatter. And there's ashwagandha. Heard of it? It's a really well-known adaptogen. That means it helps your body adapt to stress. Specifically, it helps regulate cortisol, that stress hormone we keep mentioning. Alcohol can cause cortisol to spike, especially as it wears off, which contributes to poor sleep and feeling kind of low. Ashwagandha can potentially help buffer that response, maybe bring those levels down a bit. That could lead to better sleep and just feeling more emotionally resilient, especially drinking sometimes gets you down. You can find these kinds of ingredients in certain supplements. They can be like a helpful tool. Think of it as giving your nervous system a bit of extra support when it's dealing with the effects of alcohol. So who is this conversation really for? Well, definitely if you're someone who enjoys an occasional drink, but your health is still like way up there on your priority list, this is for you. If you're trying to figure out that realistic balance, without feeling guilty all the time or having super strict rules, you're in the right place. Maybe you wondered, is my weekend wine kind of undoing all my hard work at the gym or with my diet? Yeah, lots of us think that. Ultimately, this is for anyone who wants to be a bit more mindful about their relationship with alcohol and wants to actively support their brain, their body, their mood through it all. So here's the main takeaway, the bottom line. You don't need to be perfect to feel better, seriously. And you don't necessarily have to quit alcohol entirely to make your health a priority. What's really key is understanding, truly understanding how alcohol affects your body, and then learning how to give your body better support. And remember, even small reductions, small changes in how much or how often you drink can lead to surprisingly big improvements. Better energy, better sleep, clearer skin, sharper mind, steadier mood. It all adds up. So maybe just take a moment to think about how this info lands for you. How does it fit with your life and the choices you're making around alcohol and feeling your best? That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.